cute, isn't he? I have another question for you. Is our flesh sinful? Did the mother of this child give birth to a bundle of lies, thefts, and gluttony? Should we look contemptuously on this infant and declare, "No, he's not cute. He was born a dictator and a murderer"? If he was born with no arms, he would have less flesh. Would that make him less sinful? Of course not. Sin is an evil moral choice, not a substance.
Okay. Steady. Steady. Almost there.
What are you doing?
Aha! I found it. You're a sinner. See that black dot?
That's a mole.
Oh. Sorry. Oh no!
How can our flesh be an evil moral choice? Our mind, our body, are only instruments that possess no moral character, but can be used for good or evil depending on the disposition of our heart. Consider the case of Bob. Bob is going to school. He is getting an education, and he is studying hard. Bob applauds himself that he is a good person and doing well because of these outward things. But what is Bob's true moral state? To answer this question, we must ask Bob the reason why he is doing these outward things. Excuse me, Bob. Why are you studying?
So I can get an education.
And why do you want an education?
So I can get a good job.
And why do you want to get a good job?
So that I can live the American dream and be happy. I want to be able to buy all the things that I need to be happy. I want to buy my strong drink and enjoy fine dining. And as they say, whoever dies with the most toys wins.
And what about the glory of God?
The glory of God? I don't think much about that.
Bob is using the mind and body that God gave him for his own selfish pursuit. The ultimate motive for everything Bob does is his own happiness. Look at Bob's heart.
Pride, lust, materialism, gluttony, covetousness. It's all about me.
And look at Bob's thought life. Violence, adultery, hatred, perverse fantasies, vanity. Bob is entirely separated from God, and although he has the approval of the world as being a good person, he is God's enemy. So if the flesh is not sinful, how did your flesh get like this? Of course, it is not sinful to eat a hamburger, but the flesh in itself has no restraint and is only to be gratified within lawful boundaries. The flesh is not sinful, but it is corrupt. As to how this corruption happened, let us look at the history of this child, who is free will as a youngster. Free will has a constitutional appetite for food and knows that whenever he cries, he immediately gets fed. He has not yet developed reasoning abilities, nor possesses the Holy Spirit, and his conscience is not yet active. Therefore, there are no influences to counteract his developing a self-centered heart as mommy and daddy meet his demands. As free will continues to grow older, he will become more and more self-centered and learn to manipulate to get his own way.
Daddy, can I have another bowl of cereal?
No, you may not.
I want another bowl of cereal now!
Okay. Here.
Thanks, Daddy.
What dictates free will's behavior? At any given time, there exist certain factors that influence free will's moral choices. For example, his flesh. I'm hungry. His conscience. Don't do it. His heart.
I'm number one. I'm number one. It's all about me. It's all about me.
When making a moral choice, free will considers the motives, then makes his own decision. At this point in his life, free will's conscience and reason are active, but selfishness became his rule of life before conscience and reason were a significant influence. Moreover, the only existing influence that is powerful enough to motivate free will to love God is the Holy Spirit. And since free will has not the Holy Spirit, more sin is inevitable. To compound the problem, Mommy puts free will in front of the television, where he is taught that graphic violence is funny, where he is indoctrinated into wicked philosophies, and where he is corrupted with reprobate music and imagery.
Insanity tunes after these messages. And remember, kids, you're just an animal. Don't be the last kid on the block to get one of these.
Now free will goes off to school, where he learns perverted ideas and is introduced to all manner of profane and wicked practices. Free will is walking after the flesh and is becoming more corrupt as he commits more daring and depraved sins.
Warning, naughty pictures inside.
Do not open that magazine. It is evil. Stop it right now.
Oh, yes! Please open it. I want to see what's in there.
You know you should not open it. Stop it, stop it, stop it!
But it will please me so much. Oh, yes! Please open it.
Warning. 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 Why are children sinners? Well, it isn't because they have a sinful nature, nor is it because they are unable to obey God. Children are sinners because they are godless. Having not the Holy Spirit, they are not motivated to obey God. Therefore, parents must begin training them to control themselves at the earliest reasonable time. In addition, they should be raised in the fear and admonition of the Lord, lest they grow up to be godless. God strongly desires their salvation and will work powerfully through proper training and the prayers of godly parents. Children should also be shielded from corrupting influences, such as godless television shows and public schools. Whose fault is it that free will looked at that book? It was free will's own fault, and he is fully responsible. Nobody forced him to look. He weighed the motives and made his own decision. Moreover, free will is responsible for his own corruption, as it is written in Genesis 6:12. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And again in Deuteronomy 32:5, they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation.